All right. Welcome back to another episode. Episode, like this is a show. Welcome to the Grease Monkey live stream today. And today, still getting ready here. But today we have another live stream continuing on our animatic here that we were working on last week. So if you haven't seen it, please check that out. Check that out in the channel. There should be a playlist. I think I set that up. But there's this is the next one. Today I'm wearing a green shirt, so my green screen is you can see through me. Isn't that funny? And Kelly Johnson says, "What's really good, Grease Monkey? What's really good? Everything's really good. Having a great day. Had a good day out, hanging out, feeling good. Weather's nice, and by nice I mean like chilly, and I like chilly. How's everything with you, Miss Kelly Johnson? How are things? How are your projects? How was your life?" um so we're here, we'll do a little banter here while we build up. Let me make sure my stream is all good too. Sometimes this is not doing so hot. Okay, looks like we're streaming fine. There we go. Oops. Put the music down here. Mr. It's a common mistake. Kelly, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I shouldn't have even said it at all, but yes, Mr. Kelly. What's up with those super chats? So I looked into it, Kelly. I looked into the super chats, and basically I have to have monetization on my channel, and I just got eligible for monetization today. So today I got monetization. No, I didn't get it. I had to apply for it. So I needed 4,000 hours of streaming, or 4,000 hours of watch time on my channel, and I needed 1,000 subscribers. So I finally got that today, and then I applied for it, and it's under review. So it'll probably be the next chat. The next chat, or the next live stream, is when I'll have super chats, and I'll have all my stuff as a normal monetizable YouTube channel. It's a big milestone for me. Maybe I should do something to celebrate. But that's what the super chats are going. But in the meantime, since I don't have it, it looks like it's just you here right now. If you definitely have any questions, or let me make sure I have the chat open too. Cool beans, Grease Monkey. Yes. But yeah, in the meantime, it's just you here right now. This stream's gonna be a little bit shorter. I have some things to do after after the stream tonight, so it probably is gonna be an hour and a half. But yeah, like I said, Kelly, if you have any questions, not related to this Blender scene, or any Blender questions, specific ones. The more specific, the better. But if you have any questions, let me know, and we'll take a little detour, and we will answer those questions. We will go through, and we'll figure out the Blender stuff. Are you working on anything now, Kelly? In Blender? Will you ever be able to do procedural Game of Thrones City with Toon Shader? So I have a big list of tutorials that I will be making. And once I get through those, then I can start making into some fan stuff. Especially with like geometry nodes, very popular stuff. And geometry nodes, it's very technical, so I have to like learn it myself. I did use Houdini, so I do have like some sort of like basic understanding, some math knowledge. But yes, with geometry nodes, it's definitely in the future here. But I do have to catch up. I have to learn it myself. Geonodes are the future. You are correct. They are the future. That's the way to do things. The thing is about geonodes, right, is that sometimes they can be a little technical for people, and nodes are already scary. Like people going into materials and shader nodes, that's already scary for people to go into. So to go into geometry nodes, which is like not only nodes but like super technical nodes, like you have to have like understand like the workflow and the concepts of like points and vertices and instancing. There's basically a certain way of thinking, when it comes to that stuff. So people could be pretty scared, but people online are making tutorials to try and break through. What's unfortunate, I think, about geonodes is that everybody wants to learn about them, and then when I recommend tutorials, or if I do any like geometry nodes, it's kind of like overwhelming for most people, to use geometry nodes. Not that I say you shouldn't use geometry nodes, but some people are like jumping into geometry nodes first before learning like 3D concepts in Blender. Sometimes I'm like, you gotta you gotta learn some Blender stuff. You gotta learn some 3D stuff so you can really dive in. But I also don't want to discourage anybody from going away from Blender, so I try not to say that. But they're very technical. Ferd, good to see you as always. Great seeing you here. Oh my God, there we go. All right, so let me send a message here. I gotta send a message to somebody. 1 second, and then we'll start getting on this. We'll backtrack, and then we will review what we have so far, and then we will continue forward. So give me 1 second. And hello, Paradise. And the fun way of spelling that. How's it going, Paradise? Oh man, 1 second. I gotta text somebody. And then we're ready to go. It's going good, bro. You going well. Just started the stream, getting acclimated here, letting the people flow into this before I start breaking down what we're looking at here, and moving forward. So that's interesting. The ground is like way beneath the floor. Let's see if we bring it up here. There we go. It's a little better. Okay. That electric toon shader look is awesome. That electric toon shader. Oh, the one that I have on my Gumroad? That is a fun shader. That one even has a little bit of math in it to like interpret the topology and stuff. Thanks for your tutorials, by the way. You definitely helped me understand nodes a lot more. No problem. I'm glad you're enjoying it. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. The stream is a little bit shorter, so I definitely don't mind veering off this main task here of making the animatic and answering some questions. The pink city shader. Oh, yes. What is this shader though? All right, so let's look at the shader, and then we'll backtrack and then see what we have here. I don't think it has a shader. That's funny. Hold on, main buildings. Oh no, we do have a shader. Hold on, buildings. Is there really no Wow, it's just pink. I think what you're seeing is the pink, the glow, the shine. Because I have to like use nodes. I made them white now. I think it's a mixture of the lights. Like if we just change the colors here. I also have my assets in here. Let's see if I can bring my assets in. we'll go to the asset browser, go to materials. I bought like a bunch of materials off of the Unity store and I converted them into like Blender. They're gonna load here. It's gonna take a little bit though, but there's a lot of materials I have that are like hand-drawn textures. They're in the Unity store. I bought them. They are paid. Somebody out there sweated for this stuff. Okay, so let me put the toon shader. So the toon shader is now on here. All right. Yeah, I think it even looks better with this white here. All right, let's see what the toon shader looks like. I love adding these gradients, man. They're just my favorite thing to do. All right, and then we're gonna put in a hue saturation here. Color, hue saturation. Let that load. Is it gonna? It feels like it's gonna crash. Okay, good. Yo, this doesn't look too bad. Let me take the camera for a spin here. Let's fly around. All right, so let's review. Let's start the stream. It's been 15 minutes. And let's backtrack. And then I'll figure out my next thing that I'm going to do. Spend some time on it. And then maybe at the end we can answer some questions if anybody has questions. So please build them up and we'll start going over it at the end. But let's take this camera for a spin. Does the camera have anything? Nope. Do I have anything here? So just the helicopter is moving. Let me go into this mode here. Okay. So there is a walk there. We're going to make another scene. Okay. So let's go into the scene. Let's take off some of this stuff. And if you go to the camera, I always like to use the composition guides so I can see where the middle is and the center and all that stuff. I took them off now, but that's definitely where you could put that. And also pass part out. You know, I always like to put that dark. I like to get rid of all this information on screen, like text on info, like this here in the top left. I take it off. Text info off. Sometimes I take extras off, but that when you put extras off, you can't see the lights. You know, in the viewport. But so I don't know. I just like getting rid of the clutter. Sometimes I take off this 3D cursor. It's annoying. Jiraj, good to see you, as always. Some other things I like to take off is most things, but I think we're good here. So let's fly around. Okay, so the camera has a constraint. Let's take off the constraint here. All right, and now let's fly around here. You know, we can get some like really nice shots. All right. Let's see what that looks like. It's pretty interesting. Let's go back to our shader. And let's go to world. Yes, world. And let's mess with some of these settings here. All right. And then this toon shader, I'm going to take off the Fresnel. It's messing some stuff up here. Oh no, I guess the Fresnel's good. A lot of control there. There we go. That toon shader looks nice. Thank you. If you want it, it's free. You could, I don't know if you know that already, Paradise, but if you go into the description, go to my Gumroad, you can download it and you can mess around with it. There's a video on it on YouTube if you, I don't know who knows about it or not, but it's free. I'm still working on it. So let's go through some of this city stuff here. You know, we can zoom on by, go through all these. Oh my God, we can go through these city buildings until we get to the top here. All right, so basically, oh, thanks. I'm pretty new to Blender community, so I had no idea. I'll check it out then. Yeah, you could download it. There's a video on my YouTube that explains how to use it. So definitely download it, and if you have any recommendations for it, please do. Does that toon shader work best with hard surfaces, or can it work on characters too? I actually think it works better with organic shapes than it does hard surface. Hard surface is cool and all, but like, you see when it, like, I'll show you the example. Right now I have the Fresnel on, right? So you can see it goes from like light, you can see this like dark blue here. And it cuts it off like right there. And while that looks like I don't know, an interesting look, sometimes I don't think it looks that good. I'm still trying to figure out what would be the best solution for this, but I think it looks better on organic stuff. All right, so let's backtrack. Also, let's see some more. I've been dilly-dallying here. This is one character I've been working on for the past week or two, and I've noticed that toon shaders look so much nicer on organic models like characters. Yes, Paradise. I agree. I think on hard surface, it's a little bit different. I think I want to figure out a solution for some hard surface stuff. Okay. All right. I think the toon shader looks pretty great. Like, look at that. That looks awesome. Oh. I just ordered some coffee and it's coming in. Thank you, sweetheart. And a water. Thank you. Okay. All right. Let's get started. For anybody who didn't watch the last stream, the way I got the city in here is I have a plugin called OSM. The link is in the description. And I basically, if you look at the beginning of my last stream, you can see how I imported. This is a city in Tokyo, Japan. So I didn't model any of these blocks. It basically imported the data there. I have it marked in the last stream, like chaptered. You could definitely go on there and figure out how to import this, but this is all I did. So I basically have 5 kilometers of city here that I can play with. Right now, these buildings have my toon shader on them. The toon shader is also in the description. It's on my Gumroad. And basically, it's this, and you can control the colors. Sometimes I think there's too much fine tuning in toon shaders. So I'm always thinking like I wish I could make a simpler one, because like you could choose like every single color, right? Like the highlight color 1, 2, and 3, right? The position of it. I like to put the gradients, so that's why you see it turns from purple to blue down here. I have gradients on it. You can see I could take it completely off, put it on. I could put gradients on the other side, so there's like 2 gradients going on. I like it. I think it looks really good, but I can see how it could be a little intense for, I don't know, a newbie or whatever. Okay, so what we did in our last stream, and let me open up that project file. I'm gonna save here. Let me put this back to windowed mode. I have the Blender launcher. This is how I launch different versions of Blender. So I have 3.001, 3.0, 2.93, and I can download daily ones and experimental ones and stuff. So if you like using up-to-date Blender versions, or like to do experimental ones, definitely look into the Blender launcher, because then you can have it all here in one place, and it's not like, I don't know, cumbersome to have or whatever. So let's open up our main Blender file that has our animation in it. So what we did last week was we made 2 Blender files, and they have different shots that I'm going to be using for these streams. So let's see, we're in the timeline here. So this is how it plays out. So the helicopter flies in, the helicopter comes in, bam, the person comes out, boom. And if I forgot, there's an animatic that I used, right? And the animatic is here. So oopsies. Let me do the original animatic. So here's the original animatic, right? So we got it goes so fast. We have the helicopter. There's our building that we made. It flies in. It comes in to the top. That's that second shot. Then we're seeing the inside of the helicopter with the city in the background, even though that's not what it looks like right now. We have our main character here is in the middle, and then moves forward, turns on some goggles on her face, pa-ching, right? Looks down. We're looking down at the building. I don't think that translates really well. She does a scan of the building, looking for whatever objective she is. Boom, it scans. It's on the 4th floor. She turns off her goggles. She turns on a button on her chest, which has like, it could be somewhere else, but I just did it on the chest. It's going to make her be able to phase through the building, and then she deactivates it when she wants to land right on the 4th floor, right? So she has like a phasing suit. She jumps out the helicopter, whoosh, and then she flies through the building. And I didn't draw it, but then she does like a superhero landing. Boom, lands on that 4th floor, and that's the stuff, right? So right now what we're doing is we are blocking out in 3D the shots, so then I can use the grease pencil at the end and then start blocking it out the 2D aspects of it, like, which is going to be the character. And then I can start fine tuning the city, making it look, better and cooler and all that stuff or whatever. So this is what it looks like. So yeah, the helicopter goes in, boom, boom, flies in. Character moves forward, and this is the part where she turns on her like visor or her goggles, and then she looks down. We do the scanning part. We may do since I'm gonna do a shorter stream, we may just do the falling out of the helicopter scene first, instead of like doing all the like that little nitty gritty stuff. So the comment says, where do you get the Blender launcher? It's on like a GitHub. I would just look up Blender launcher on Google. Let's see if I can find it here real quick. Blender launcher. So yeah, I just typed in Blender launcher. It was the second link from when I typed in Blender launcher. It's actually the first link too. But if you click on the second link, so it looks like this. I'm going to bring it over here. So this is what the website looked like. Blender launcher. Stay on the edge of new features and use stable for confidence. Anyway, download the latest release. You download it. You set it all up and stuff. So that's how you get the Blender launcher. And then the second, Paradise says, what would be the benefit of using different... it looks like Blender launcher is only for Windows. Let me see. And it looks like... yes, Windows and Linux, unfortunately. Yeah, unfortunately, yes. I think it is only for Windows or Linux. And then the second question was Paradise saying, what would be the benefit of using different versions of Blender? So, for Blender, if you go to the launcher, right? Let's see, you go to downloads here. You go to downloads, and you can get the beta version, 3.2, and then you can get experimental versions. So with the experimental versions, from my understanding, let's see, there'll be different type of like when the Blender team is like developing Blender, there'll be a team that's working on like the sculpting. There'll be a team that's working on the 3D part. There'll be a team that's working on the cycles, or a team. I assume this is what I've seen on Blender Launcher. And then like grease pencils, so you could just try out new features. The benefit is if you really need a feature, or if you really want to see what's coming out or something that you need, you can have fun and test it out and stuff. It's no different than going to the Blender website. Let's see, blender.org. It's no different than going to the blender.org website, going to downloads, scrolling down to experimental, download experimental. And downloading one of these like experimental ones, right? 3.1, 3.2 beta. And you could see the development of it. You got like the daily branches, and this makes it all complicated because look at all this stuff that you can get into. There's like different stuff that's being worked on, API, manual. Look at that. Look at all this. But that would be the benefit. If you want to stay on the cutting edge, you want to test new features out and all that stuff. So there's that, right? Okay. Hello, nice tutorials. Arson R says, hello, nice tutorials. Thank you. A question is there an add-on which makes every object that has its own undo history, so when I undo, it only undoes the steps on a selected object? That is a very interesting add-on that you'd like. Not to my knowledge. If anybody in the chat knows, please jump in. Because I have never needed that, but I can see why you would need it. But I do not know of an add-on like that. What is the issue that you're coming up with, Arson Art, that you need undos for specific items? What is it? What is happening? And for like Fred said, there might be new features like new nodes or performance improvements. This week's Blender Today with Pablo, they mentioned massive performance improvement in Grease Pencil in 3.2. I think they did, Ferd. It's awesome that Blender provides all this for free too. Yes, Paradise. It is amazing. Ferd says, wow, such an undo system would be a massive memory hog. Definitely. Ferd, wouldn't it be cool if they can like put the undo and put it in like you use an external hard drive for that, right? So your external hard drive is keeping up all those undos, so you have like terabytes and terabytes of undos for all your stuff. It would be very memory intensive and stuff. But Arson Art, like if you could tell me the reason you need it, maybe we could find or think of a different solution for needing undos for specific items. Yeah, because I think the answer could be linking into different files, but I'll wait till you're right. Yes, this 2 terabyte SSD, all undo history. Exactly. Okay, so the next thing we're doing, thanks for the questions, by the way. I really appreciate it. And as long as you guys are learning, that's what's important to me. All right, so the next shot here that we need is the helicopter comes in, helicopter flies in, she moves forward. So there she is. She moves forward, and she turns on her thing. So for right now, I'm not gonna animate her hand going up. I'm just gonna imagine it with my imagination. And we're going to do the next shot here. And the next shot is going to be looking down, right? So I have this shot where we're looking directly down at the building. But Spitfire, a good friend of mine here, gave me some notes on that scene. So this is what it would actually look like. So he already told me to center her, which I did. We do a punch in. We close up in her face. We're going to skip that for this stream. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have the camera in the helicopter, right? Here it is. Boom. She looks down. Camera in the helicopter. Here it is. She's looking kind of like at the city, and then she slowly looks down. And then we can kind of see her feet at the end there, right? So like, looks down, and then you can see her feet in the helicopter, and then we do the scan and stuff. So let's do that shot. And continue. Okay, so we have our main file here that's linking all our scene files. You see they're linked. So let's open up our other file here. Not that one. This one. Okay, so let's get that scene. Let's find our helicopter. And let's revert this back. I don't think I've saved. So let's revert this back to its original state. Oh, nope. Let's do this. Let's open up our project file. We have falling. I'm going to delete it, and we're going to just duplicate the second one. There it is. Duplicating, duplicating, duplicating. We're going to call this 02. QE is the name of the project. We're going to call it Look Down, because that's what we're doing now. And then we'll open up this project file. There we go. We'll open it up. So what I'm doing is I'm separating all the shots and all the like the shots that I'm going to be doing into different project files, so I can just work on them individually. If I put this all in one project file, it's gonna, and this is just what I do personally, it's gonna make my file really big. If I'm working on a big scene like this, especially with the city, and then I have to deal with like camera markers and camera switching and all that stuff, and sometimes that is a headache for me. And just for me personally, don't like to do it. So I'm just trying to keep everything in different, every kind of like, it's not every single shot. I may have 2 or 3 shots within project files. so I just moved the camera a couple times. But I try to keep them separated, so then I can be more. I have some more creative freedom, because not every thing has to match per scene. D Bonde, have you tried to import Google Earth data as a city scene? There's an add-on for this. D Bonde, yes, that's exactly how I got this city of Tokyo. This is Tokyo right now. I got the Google Earth data. The add-on is in the description. It's called OSM. It's free, and if you look at my first stream, I cover it in there. But yes, that's exactly how I did this. All right, so let's do the scene. We're going to take off this constraint. I know there's one here. And let's go. And we're gonna move the scene to where we're looking in her perspective. So we're gonna go behind the camera here, or behind the character. We're gonna slow it down. Except first says except it's OpenStreetMaps. It is OpenStreetMaps. It's not. It technically isn't Google Earth data. You're right on that, Ferd. Good catch. So the add-on that I use is free, and it gets me these blocks, which is all I need. But if you do like the paid version, you can actually get textures for the buildings themselves. I think it's OpenStreetMaps. I think that's what the add-on is called right here. OSM. Open. Let's see if it even says it here. Blender OSM. Yeah. OpenStreetMaps. I'm thinking of the textured mesh data that's on Google Maps. The render doc method. Oh yeah. Yeah. For my purposes, I don't care for the texture data that it comes with. I just need blocking and stuff. But I have not tried it. Have you tried it? Do you like using it? Would you recommend it? All right, so we have our scene once again. I know we keep referencing this again. This is what we're gonna mimic this. Renders. Nope, not renders. Media, video. Let's get a good look, and this is the last time we'll look at this. All right. Boom. Okay. All right. So we're gonna go boom and look down. Does anybody in the chat know what millimeter lens is our eyesight? Can anybody guess that? Anybody out there? I'm gonna look it up right now. Let's see. What lens is our eyes? Is that how you Google it? No, I'm getting what the lens of our eye is. What millimeter lens is our eyes? Since the typical minimum focal length of the human eye is... Oh, Dibandi guessed 70? Is it 70? Paradise is 25. 25. Some good guesses out there. My guess would have been 50 to 75. That's what I would have said. But on Google it says the typical minimum focal length of the human eye, and I'll just show it on screen. The human eye is technically 22.7 millimeters. The typical maximum focal length of an eye is 25 millimeters. Therefore, the nominal focal length of a human eye is generally taken as 22 millimeters. Okay, so let's see what that looks like. We don't have to do this. Doesn't have to be real. I just wanted to know. I like learning. I like some fun facts here. So, I heard somewhere it was lower than 50, but I had to look it up to make sure. Yeah, Paradise. All right, so the human eye, if you buy a lens out there, get your Nikons or Canons, supposedly it's 22. It's 22. 22 to 25. I thought it was 50. It's not. So right now we're at focal length 45 right now. And I just did that once again. I'm not trying to be realistic here. I just wanted to know. We're going to test it out with what supposedly I say supposedly, it probably is, right? The 22 millimeter lens. So let's put that in. Let's do 23 because it was like 22.5. So technically this is what an eye, would see, right? Let's... I gotta take some of this stuff off. Hold on. That. There we go. All right. So if we put our site here. Hold on. I'm also gonna I want to see this in a third perspective. So I'm gonna bring in something here. Let me take off the header off of this. There we go. I want to see this in a better angle here. Hold on. There we go. Oh my goodness. Hold on, I gotta change something in my preferences here. Navigate. Oh no. There it is. Take the header off. Alright. Also, let me put... I have to see some stuff here. Let me take off everything except the camera. There it is. There's our camera. Okay. So, we're here. There's our camera. Let's take this header off here. It's always so annoying. Let's zoom out a little bit here. Alright, cool. So, here's our scene. Oh my goodness. There we go. How are you toggling the view to certain things? Oh, I should put in my screencast keys. So what I'm doing is to toggle my view to certain things. If I click on this character, you see it's highlighted. I press the numpad, right? So you press the numpad. I can select the helicopter. I hit the numpad. I can select this building. I hit the numpad. I'm sorry, numpad period key there. So that's how I'm toggling onto things. And then something I always have to remember is when I'm wherever my mouse is, so when I'm middle mouse clicking, that's where it's gonna rotate around. So like I have it different, so I have to hold shift and hold middle mouse, because I think it's default where you could just middle mouse click and rotate. But I have middle mouse click for pan because I do that more often. I usually need panning more. And then I hold shift and middle click and I rotate. You could change that in the preferences right here under navigation. Or is it input? Key maps. So under key maps, I have it so middle mouse action is pan instead of orbit. I think it's default to orbit. I like it on pan. It's definitely up to your preferences and stuff. So yeah, so I click on this and I pan. But something to remember is wherever my mouse is hovering, so if I orbit around this and my mouse is on this building, it'll orbit around the building, right? But if I put my mouse button over like this building over here, it's gonna try and orbit. You see how it's orbiting around that subsection over there? So wherever you put your mouse and you orbit, it matters. So if you want to orbit around something, make sure you hover your mouse on something, shift click, middle click, rotate around. If I want to go around the helicopter, I middle click over the button, I rotate around it, and if I do it at a distance, you can see how this throws you off entirely. Something to keep in mind when you're navigating and stuff. Okay, so let me get this camera situated. I see there's a question. I'll read it right after I get a little further here. All right, so I'm moving forward. There's my camera. I'm looking at it at my main shot here. Oopsies. There we go. Looking at my main shot, looking at my camera there. Slowing it down. I'm going to put it right where the character's eyes would be. I'm inside their head right now. There it is. All right, cool. So I can actually get the shot. This is great. So let me pan a little bit. There we go. I can see the hands. Okay. So there's the building. I think what I need to do is I got to bring the character a little closer here. So let me do that. All right, cool. So I got my shot. I got my feet shot here. So that's cool. All right. Let me get my armature here. Maybe I should put it right at the edge here. I can't see what's happening. So let me zoom up on here. I want the feet to be kind of like right at the edge. So I'm grabbing, hitting Shift Z. That slides it right across. So maybe like right there. All right. Now we got to fix our camera. So let's move a little forward. Oh my God. I'm hitting W right now. Alright, so we're going to move backwards. Alright, just to fine tune this, I'm hitting W. I don't see why it doesn't like click on it, or it doesn't show me in the keys. There we go. Alright. So here's our feet. And then we'll put in I'm gonna put in an H on here because I can't tell what the ground looks like. So I'm going to go to edit mode, select the top here, hit Shift S, cursor to selected. Let me turn on the cursor. There's our cursor. I do that so when I spawn something or add something to the scene, not spawn, I can see it. So I'm gonna put in text and I'm gonna put a giant H. So here's my text right here. I'm gonna go to edit mode and just put a giant H here. I'm gonna bring it up so I can see it. There's a couple things I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna do center, and I'm going to make it really big and then see if I can see it. Where's the button? So we have paragraph font, transform size. There it is. All right, so let's make this really big. I just can't see the ground. There it is. All right. So for aesthetic reasons, I'm going to rotate this about 90 degrees on the Z. I'm also going to do, I'm going to right click it so I can put the origin in the center. So set origin to volume there. So then I can just rotate it like this. I can make it smaller. Maybe the helipad's like right here. So then I'm looking at this left side to make it look interesting there. Okay. So I got the shot. I'm going to save it. We're also going to call this S03 up here. S1. And we'll just hit enter. We'll hit save again. And let me just read some stuff here. Okay, let's tell my problem. I made a plain triangle shape, no volume. Knived some lines inside it to make something hard surfacey, and when I was extruding the face, the backside has no face. Paradise said thanks. Is there a way to not being open on the other side when I extrude the face from a plain mesh? It might be that you are selecting the vertices or edges as Paradise says it might be that you are selected on the vertices or edges instead of the face, but not sure. Did it have a face before the face got removed, or did you extrude? Kelly says, Grease Monkey, your Toon Shader doesn't seem to have an option for outlines. So, Kelly, to answer your question, I don't have an option for outlines because I have not. The way that you would make outlines is different, right? I would use the line modifier or an inverse Hall method, and I could show you that soon here. But yeah, there's a reason because I don't know how, or I can't do it with just within the shader alone. I have to do some other stuff. Just for general knowledge, ZBrush works this way. Undo history for every object separately. Interesting. Like Paradise says, Kelly, the outlines are made using a solidify modifier and a new texture with the black emission. And then he would try this. Paradise says, make sure the emission texture is at the bottom of the texture. On your project, to make a solidify modifier and negative number like 001 to make sure it flips. Paradise says the material offset high numbers or the normals are flipped. Yes. Also, make sure the emission texture for the back face is coloring has bop bop, beep bop, classy. Hello, hello. And Arson says, yep, forgot. Thanks. I forgot this feature. It's kind of hard to show you through text, but the search engine anime outliner, you'll probably find a video on it. All right, so let's answer. It looks like Arson got their question. Let's answer the outline situation here with stuff. So I'm going to make a new scene, and maybe I can answer some more questions here. I'm going to make a new scene, and we're going to call this the testing zone. This is for you guys. No, I'll call this like YouTube chat for you guys. YouTube chat. Okay. So let's set up some stuff here. We're going to set up a new world. I'm going to put the grids and stuff so we see what we're doing here with our life. There we go. I'm incredibly sad the moment I click the stream and drop my snack. Nothing like losing a snack. Okay. So, Kelly, let me make a object here. Monkey. We're going to zoom in on the monkey. We're going to add in some topology on there. We're going to make them bigger just so we can see them. See him or her. I think it's a her, though. We're going to put in our camera so we can, because we need this for this particular method. We're going to bring it out. We're going to rotate the X here. Let's see what it looks like here. There we go. I'm going to set the camera. There's just a lot of setup here. I like to set things up this way. I'm going to set this to 100. Bring it further back. There we go. We're going to right click, shade smooth. We're going to go to rendered mode. I'm going to put in the toon shader. Let's give him the toon shader. Why not? Why not? All right, so I have an asset. Let's add in the toon shader. In my asset browser, sees materials. I got my toon shader here. We'll put it on. Beautiful. Obviously, my toon shader is just a gradient right now. No good. I will put in a light. Let's put in the light. Let's put it up to like 50. Make it a sun. We're going to set our color management to standard. All right, there we go. Now we're getting somewhere. We will lower our light. There you go. All right. Okay. So Kelly, if you're paying attention, if you're still here, basically there are two ways to make lines in the I mean, there's multiple ways. You could do things a whole variety of ways. But two popular ways to make lines on a character, and why it's not on my toon shader is because on my toon shader, it doesn't know where to add the lines, right? So when it's looking out of the camera, when it's looking out from this camera, it doesn't know how the lines are like when it comes to the shader. It doesn't know, this shader doesn't know what this camera sees, right? So it doesn't know where to put the lines. It doesn't know the geometry, in a sense, right? So that's why I can't get perfect lines. All I have is a Fresnel, and a Fresnel, it just adds in the like some extra color at the edge. You can see it at the edge here. I can make it black, right? And that kind of gives you like a pseudo color. But it's really just it kind of gives it a black outline, but it's not like a full actual independent outline, right? Because it's based on the lighting and based on the stuff like that, right? So the shader doesn't know how to make these lines. So one way to do it is you can make a new object, and that object is grease pencil and do object line art, right? Or you could do collection line art. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this monkey, I'm going to put in a sphere just so you can see how it works on multiple objects. A torus, I should say. We'll bring it over here. We'll make it big. We'll shade smooth. We will add in the toon shader. All right, and then we will add in a sphere here. Bring it over, make it big, save it, right? All right, so here's our objects. One way to do it, and sorry, and notice how I did this on purpose too. Notice how this sphere doesn't have enough geometry, so it looks a little chunky. You may like that. You see the lines are a little chunky there. Okay, so what you do is I'm going to put these three objects in its own collection. So let's select them all, hit B, hit new collection. I'm going to put lines, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift A now. I'm going to do grease pencil, collection line art. Right, and that's gonna make a new line art object here, and I think I did this wrong. Oh, here it is. So I have this line art created here, and you can kind of see it already here happening, right? And in the line art object, you could select the collection, or you could change it to object or scene. That's just the same thing as doing here: scene, collection, line art. So we got the scenes, we got the line, the black line, and then we can start going into these settings and really start modifying this, right? So let's see if we can go to style, put the thickness up. There's our lines. And the way that this line art works is it only works through the camera. So in the camera, it's gonna give it to you, but if you look at it outside of the camera, it's gonna look real funky, right? It's gonna have like these weird lines and stuff going through, and that's just because it's simulating it for this particular object. So it only works through the camera, and this is how you would add lines. And to control the color and stuff, you would change the color here to whatever color you want. You can see I have blue, black, or whatever. But like I think what Paradise is saying, yeah, I don't know what's up with my computer, but it seems to not like the line art modifier way of outlines. Yes, and that's because there's two things going on, Paradise. I think it's very memory intensive or computer intensive, and grease pencil still needs to be optimized, right? So that's the first method, right, of making line arts, Kelly. So that's a good way. The outline though, if I were to be working on a project, it would be like the last thing that I do. Like, since it's so memory intensive, it crashes my computer. My computer has a 2060 or 2080 Ti, so it's not a 90, but it's still like not a bad graphics card, and it still like crashes Blender and all that stuff. So I would definitely leave this line art stuff to the end, right? So then the other way, and I'm gonna stumble through this, Kelly, to do line art is the reverse. Yeah, line art is from camera view only. Yes, exactly. So the other way to do this is the inverse Hull method, which is what Paradise was talking about. So this is how you do that one. So I'm going to take off this line art modifier, delete it. If I remember correctly, you have to make, and I'm going to stumble through this. This may be wrong, but you make a second material. You make it an emissions, I think. Use nodes. We'll make it an emissions. We'll make it black. Right? And then it's like a solidify modifier, right? And then you reverse the normals. So then I'm like stumbling through this. I'm gonna apply this. Okay, so it's a solidify modifier, and we make the thickness here. We get the normals, we flip them. In the material, we offset the material to black. Okay, I think we're getting there. And then we change the thickness, right? Am I doing this right? I'm not doing this right. Yes, split normals and change the material index. All right, so this is basically it. It looks disgusting right now, so hold on. Oh, backface culling. And then the material needs backface culling. There it is. So it's three things that you need. You need the modifier. You need to flip the normals. You need a material that's the second material that's black. You need to offset the material to 1. So if you look at this material, the reason it's 1 is because it starts counting from 0, right? So it goes from 0 to 1. It's like programming rules or whatever. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's what that number means in this the modifier offset 1. And make sure that you put backface culling so it's invisible because we flip the normals. And then that's how you make the outlines. And you can do it really thin here, like it's affecting the shading a lot. No, it's not. Yes, it is. There it is. There we go. And then you got some lines. I guess you could set the offset of it, make it a little better. Even thickness. You know. Someone wrote an add-on, a little add-on that sort of automates these steps. Ferd, that's great. If you have that link, please share it in the chat for the rest of us plebeians. If not, no pressure. I don't know what you're doing. Outline helper, it's called. That's actually excellent. I will. Let's see if I can get it in a quick Google search. Blender outline helper. Oh, is it Curtis Holt? Let's see. Outline helper. There it is. Oh no, it's not called Curtis Holt. It's Feline Entity. I'm gonna put the link in here. All right, so here's the link. So that's what Ferd said. It's called Outline Helper. Apparently, that automates this whole process. But it's good to also understand, you know, what's happening here when you do it. So there it is. That's how you do two outlines, Kelly. You either do the line out modifier, which is computer intensive. You do the inverse Hull, right? Or you do the long and archaic method of using freestyle lines. But that only happens in the render. It's not in the viewport. And that is the unfortunate part about that whole thing. So there's that. Okay, and then the other question that I think was had, I think Arson R, I don't know if they're still here, but they had a plane, and they were in edit mode, and they would extrude, right? And then the bottom half is empty. Well, mine's not empty. Um, did they have all lines? Is that what's happening? Is it empty now? That's not empty. I'm not sure how to simulate what they were doing. What if they do like plane, and they say something about a triangle, right? So let's dissolve a vertice. There it is. We'll do this plane here. Extrude. Extrude. Well, oh, knife it first. Knife it. All right, let's knife it. All right, I forget. I never use the knife. What is that key again? Let's see. It's somewhere here. There it is. Knife or K, right? Does K work? Okay, we're gonna knife it. Boom. We're just knifing this thing everywhere. Bam, bam. 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 Okay. Now we get the... Oh! Didn't mean to do that. Oh. Oh, my knife didn't enter. Okay, let's knife it. Knife. 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 We're knifing. Enter. Okay, there's our faces. And you said you wanted to extrude it, and then... Ah, it's empty. I see. Press enter after knife. We extruded it. I see what you're saying here. So we did it on the face. Let's see if we did it in point mode or vertice mode. Empty. And if we did it in line mode and extrude. Empty indeed. Let's see. Dissolve. Flip. That is an unfortunate side effect. Let's see. If I do extrude along normals. Same. Now we're replicating it. Must be a knife quirk. I think it is a knife quirk, but let's see if we can figure out some sort of solution. So, arson art, there's one way to, like, if your geometry is not too complicated, you can use the F key, right? So the way that would work is you extrude it. You're in point mode, right? So you press 1. You'll select the points here. Boom, boom. Select these 4, and you hit F, and then that'll fill up the face with the wrong normal, apparently. So the normals are wrong, right? And you can tell because it's like shaded differently, even though it has the same material. If you want to see the normals, here's the normals. Let's do the normals here. All right, so you see these blue lines? Oh man, what is my normals like super off? I guess my normals are fine from what it says. So I'm going to select all, hit, I think it's Alt N, and recalculate outside. I guess my normals are fine. Is that shaded weird? Paradise says you could Control F and you could do grid fill as well. What was the key combo for selecting loops? Shift Control middle click. Let's find out. I forgot what it was as well. So I think it's Alt. It's supposed to be Alt left click, right? Like if you had a normal object here, right? And my normal, I just mean something that makes sense, right? Oh my god, my normals. Look at that hairy thing. So if you had something that was all connected, you hold Alt and left click, it does a loop select, right? But I think what's happening here is that these lines are all disconnected, and the computer doesn't know how to select this loop, right? So sorry for my failed English. Don't apologize for that. Don't apologize for that at all. All right, you're writing in here. I can't write in anybody else's chat where it's not my first language. So don't even apologize. You're fine. I go to face orientation to see what normal is flipped. Oh, that's a good way to do it. So yeah, you could do what he said, third, right? You can Alt left click, but yeah, there's a quirk with like this all being disjointed. right? So what I would do, Arsen, a solution for this, and maybe it's not the best solution, is that instead of knifing stuff, um, try not to knife things. But I mean, obviously you have to knife things sometimes. Um, okay, so that's one way, right? You select all the points either by alt clicking if that works, or selecting all the 4 points and connecting it, right? Boom, boom, hitting F. Or you could do line mode, select one of the lines. So I selected that line right there, and I hit F, and I think it fills it in too, and stuff. And that's a good way to fill things. That's how I like to fill things, and I'll show you real quick how that works. I think, is there a shank command? I wish. Get these things more but look how useful Arsen, look how useful the F key is. So right, let's say I extrude these faces. I just want to show you. And I just have, you know, a bunch of these faces. I'm gonna erase the faces just so you can see what I'm talking about here. So I'm gonna hit X, faces only, and I'm also going to delete these lines, so edges only. All right, so you can see that I have these vertices here, right, just hanging out. What you could do is, if you go to line mode and you select one of the lines and hit F, and make sure your mouse is on the right side here, you can then just hit F and it'll fill it in for you. You see, all I'm doing is hitting F, and it kind of interprets where it should do the connecting. So F is a very good key for this type of stuff. Inset is cool too. Yo, excellent point. Like, let me see if I can get that cut up thing again. How many undos do I have? How many undos? Okay, I don't have many. Another solution, Arsen, I think. Let's knife this thing again. Knife, 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 knife. Okay. So let's say we go to face mode. Also, know that we have like these n-gons, which is like usually not good in like a 3D thing or whatever. So another thing you could do is like what Fer just said, is the inset tool, which is I. So if you wanted to, so if we extrude, let's say just this, it makes that hole right at the bottom. You can hit I, and hopefully extrude that. Does that work? It still makes the hole. Never mind. Use the inset tool. It's fun. Man, I wish, you know, that there might be a solution for that, right? Like, it would be in here. Flip normals, dissolve edges, proportional editing. Yeah. Anyway, hopefully that answers all the questions. We will go back to our scene here. All right. We strayed so far off topic. And that's okay. That's okay. This stream, real chill, guys. Real chill. We're hanging out. I know there's a lot of new Blender users. And I know that what I'm doing right now is a little bit, I don't know, further advanced and stuff. I like veering off a little bit. I like, you know, I understand what it's like to have this one thing that's stopping you. I understand. I get it. There's so many times that like one thing will stop you from like you just shut Blender down. You're like, I'm no longer doing it. But I love the Blender community because everyone's here for each other. Yes, that's why I like it too. That's why I stick with it. Okay, here we are. Back to square one, or square three. We have our camera, and from the scene, right? Why can't I see it here? Hold on. There it is. All right, here's our camera, looking good. And I'm gonna go into this item set here. I still sort of think you're the Bob Ross of Blender. Aw, that's such a great compliment, Ferd. Like, that's real nice. Like, sincerely, cause like Bob Ross is somebody to aspire to. He's real nice. And I think it's everything is learning and stuff. And I don't want to. My camera shook. I don't want anybody to ever feel intimidated. Like I said, I was there. It's not fun when a program has a million buttons and everybody's like, you should know this already. You should know. Okay, so I'm here, my camera. Sometimes if I want to edit my camera and I don't want to do it here, I just do it right from the rotation here. So let's rotate it. Ooh, nauseous. Oh my god. Let's reset that. All right. All right. So the camera move is going to be maybe like around here. Obviously, if we see this, right, it goes from like the top. And you have the courage to do the stuff live. Mistakes and all. Oh, yes. Yes. Happy accidents. uh, and you know what? They can be mistakes. It's okay. It's okay. Mistakes are normal. All right. I spent a lot of my career pretending like I learned things very quickly, when in reality, my bosses were like, "Hey, can you do this?" And then I would like cram and learn for like 2 days, and then the next day I'd be like, "Yeah, you just do this and that." But like, what am I doing? Who am I proving that to? Like, I'm just proving that like I'm a wizard or something, when in reality most people don't do it that way. And you got to make mistakes to succeed. I think it's the only way. It's the only way. Oh man. Okay, so we have the camera here. Let's put on here. And just for the sake here, we'll do this. We'll take off this header. There it is. Okay. All right, so I'm going to animate this. Not that way. And not that way. So we'll do -90. Okay, that's not correct. It should be more like this. There's no other way to drill it all into your head. Yeah, the way I like to see mistakes is you have to know how to do things every wrong way. There's only one way. No, that's a little extreme. There's only a few ways that for the goal that you want to accomplish, right? But you have to know every other way not to do it. Or at least a lot of them, right? All right, so let's animate this. The shot is just very simple, looking up and down, right? It's gonna be very easy. So we're gonna start maybe from here. We'll start on the first. We'll hit I. Maybe we'll bring it down to 1 second. And we'll hit I again until we see the feet, right? Oh, we don't see the feet because they're not there yet. So let me not animate this character here. What is animating here? Let me get the dope sheet. There it is. So in the dope sheet, that's where I can find all the keyframes, and I can easily like select them and delete them and stuff. There it is. Now she won't move. Okay, so I'm already running into an issue here. The camera is the helicopter is moving, so I have to move it with the helicopter. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the camera up in the helicopter, and I'm going to I'm gonna parent the helicopter to the camera. Vice versa. I'm gonna parent the camera to the helicopter. So to do that, I click camera and then I click on helicopter, and you can see when you click on things, the selected item is a lighter color. So this is yellow or like a bright orange, and this is a dark orange. So this is the main object. So if I parent this by using Control P, it's gonna parent the helicopter to the camera. That's not what I want. So I'm gonna select the the parent first, and then select the children, which will be the camera. Now I hit Control P. I'm going to do keep transformations so the camera doesn't move. Now when the camera looks down, it's moving with the camera. You can kind of see it, but the camera's in the wrong position now. So let's move this to the correct position. Oh, I did this wrong. Silly me. I keyframed the location when I was supposed to keyframe the rotation. So clear keyframes. Oh no. No, I'm correct. I had the helicopter selected. See how easy I could turn this upside down? Jesus. Okay. So let's move the camera, and I'm going to do it with these controls instead by holding shift. And I'm looking at the left one here. I think that's the more important one. Because I can really see it clear here. And I'm looking at the camera just so it's at eye level there. Slowly fine-tuning here. Alright, I'm going to hit save on this. Let's see what that looks like in motion. Alright, that's pretty good there. We're going to hit save. And then let's go back to our main editing file where we're editing the shots here. I'm going to import, or link I should say, the fall look down, which I forgot to rename to 3. So let me do that because I need this organized. Conflab it. So let me close this. This is our QE00. That's our main. This is called 2. I'm going to save this. It's saving. It's closing. I'm going to rename this to the correct thing here. 3. Look down. Save. Excuse me. We'll open it back up again just so we have it. Still looks good, right? We're going to end this at about 100 frames just so we don't have all this extra frameage. We're going to hit S. Okay, we'll go back to our main file. We're going to link. There it is, 3. We're going to do the whole scene. Nope, not palettes. Not textures. Scene. And we have the YouTube chat, but we also have scene 3, shot 1. We'll link it. Now that it's linked, we can put it in here. There it is. We'll extend our thing here. Alright, so if we just watch the whole thing, it's like, boom, helicopter going in, boom, helicopter flying in. All this needs a little tweaking. I'm just blocking it out. Going in, boom, looking down, boom. Let's see if I can, should I slow that down? I should probably ease that. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do to ease that. I'm going to go to the graph editor. And when you have keyframes, and I'll select the camera so you can see it. There it is. I hit Shift A. So what I did is I couldn't see my graph. So I hit Shift A so I could select everything, and I hit the numpad, and then it zoomed me in. It looks like these are easing in. It's the red one that's rotating, right? This red one right here. Let's see if I can ease it in more and see what that looks like. So I'm going to just grab the handle, this one. I'm going to hit G, and I'm going to hit Y, X, and then I'm going to bring it over and see if that slowdown is nicer. Maybe it's not. There it is. I think that's a little bit smoother. So it goes vroom. Wonder how that looks. So let me update my files here. Reload. Refresh. It is so fast. It's like vroom. But I like that it eases up right at the end there. Like vroom. Vroom. Okay. You need the sound effects. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend it just to make it a little longer. So I'm going to grab the keyframe there, hit G and then X. Give it some more time here. And let's see what that looks like. So the main guy here, we'll hit select all, reload. Select all, refresh. There it is. Let's extend it so we sit on that a little longer. I think I want to start it mid-look, right? So let's make this a little shorter here. I don't know. Is that too fast? Is that too slow? Let me catch up with chat here. All right. Edit memory. It would be nice if you just knew how to do everything, but then the fun of having the challenge accomplishing wouldn't be there. My problem is watching tutorials and understanding what they're doing. But when I try it myself, I go full dirt. I know what you mean. Experience the same thing, and it sucks. But what's important is never giving up and telling yourself you could do it. It's true. Once you accomplish it, you'll feel so accomplished, and you'll want to take another challenge. Gonna add some wobble to that helicopter. Should I add more wobble? It already has wobble, but it may need more. Press X, delete cube, feel accomplished. Could you copy the helicopter wobble to your shot? It does have wobble. See, it has to be more extreme, right? Like, let's look at this. Oop, wrong scene here. Okay, so let's look at this. See, if we just look at the helicopter. Oh my god. There we go. Oh my god. See, I'm telling you, you gotta click it. It's like insane. There it is. So the wobble is there. It just needs to be more extreme. And if we remember correctly, we didn't keyframe it. We added modifiers, and that's why I did it this way. So we're gonna go here. We're going to check out our modifier that we added right here, modifiers, and we're going to make it more extreme. Paradise says, I just realized I'd never seen someone put clips together in sequence during an animation. Yeah, I think you don't see it because, and maybe I'm being a little harsh on Blender. It is a free program. The editor isn't the best, and it's not great. So what I'm doing here, Paradise, is I'm using this scene has nothing in it technically. It has scenes that are linked, and you can see the linked here. That optimizes the scene. So this file, the 00QE animation, is solely for putting these clips together so I can see them together. And every one of these shots is like a different Blender file. I do that for optimization, right? And I'm doing it just so I can, as I'm making my blocking, I have a quick way of referencing it and giving myself notes and stuff. But ultimately, what I would actually do at the end of this, once everything's blocked, everything's good, and everything's whatever, I'll probably be rendering it and fine-tuning it in a different editor. The sequencer stuff is rather handy. And yes, that's exactly why I use it for it, because it is handy for this particular stuff, because I can really get some nuance tweaks as I'm building out and everything. Kelly says, do you have a tutorial for lightning a character with your toon shader? Lighting. I think you meant lighting, right? So lighting a character with your toon shader, I do not, but I do plan on using my toon shader throughout my projects so I can show it off and show how useful it is. Because right now it's like, hey, here's this power tool. I hope you enjoy this power tool. You can build a house. I'm not going to show you how to build it though. I definitely am going to be making more tutorials incorporating the toon shader with different effects and different stuff like that. So for sure, Kelly, on the list. Whenever I made stuff, I just rendered all the clips one by one and edited it in Premiere. Yeah, that's usually it. Oh, nice. I didn't think of that. By the way, there's another add-on you might like called Play Blast. Let's do a quick. What does Play Blast do? Blender Play Blast add-on. A Playbot add-on is the most fastest, comfortable way to preview your animations. That's actually pretty good. For anybody in chat, I think this is the link. Okay. Play Blast. So yeah, Paradise said, I didn't think about didn't think of that. I wonder why. I thought I set it up so you could do it. Ferd is now a moderator for the channel. There you go. You can put links in, I think, if you need to. I trust you, Ferd. Don't overuse this power I give you. Ferd has a blue icon or blue link now. Too much power. I will decide if I give it to you, if I will remove it. Don't do that. Removed. You have been removed as a moderator. Haha. How did you like your 15 seconds of power, Ferd? Yeah, I definitely don't want to bestow that responsibility as a moderator on you if you don't want it. But Fred, you've been here. You're the OG. If you ever want it, just ask for it. If you want a little power one day, I trust you. All right. What was I gonna say? So going back on what I was saying, I do it this way, so I can easily not have to like render something, put it in Premiere, and edit it and stuff, and I can just fine tune it exactly to how I want it, right? And then I would go in here, I would render it out, blah, 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 blah. But this is just for me and blocking and all that stuff. So, if anything, if I'm going to do grease pencil, it'll probably be in this file. Because then I could just, like, blast through. Anyway, we're missing a couple shots here, right? So, let's just add in those shots real quick. Go in, they move. I don't know how you don't already have 50k subs. Do you use Blender Compositor or After Effects? I use After Effects because that's what I do for work, and I'm very comfortable in After Effects. And the Compositor takes a long time. It's not as like fast as I want it to be. I'm very used to like instant views of everything that I'm like so quick. I'm like bam, 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 bam in After Effects, and Blender kind of slows me down, and it's kind of upsetting sometimes. And then Paradise says, I don't know how you don't already have 50k subs. I don't have 50k subs because I don't make enough tutorials, or I will eventually, right? I will eventually have 50K subs, but I'm not consistent with tutorials, and live streaming is still of a thing that while people they do it here on YouTube. You know, people who are on Blender definitely want YouTube videos. Sorry, YouTube tutorials. Things that are quick. Like if I make a video that's like 15 minutes, the analytics show that most people don't watch it all the way through. Like that sweet spot is like 5 minutes or 10 minutes. And anytime I'm making a tutorial, I don't know. Sometimes I get not confused, but I have trouble figuring out what to make because all the ideas that I have, when I look, there's people who have explained it way better than me, like way better. So I'm always trying to find out certain tutorials that I don't necessarily see online, but I know people like my teaching style. So, you know, as long as you guys request them, I will definitely keep making them. And I'll get through my mental block of, you know, it's already out there. You could just YouTube it or whatever, and I'll make stuff. Just keep interacting with me, and we'll keep going. You love my quick tips. I will make more quick tips. I can see that actually because there's many aspects to Blender that most people just need a quick fix for their issue most of the time. Exactly, right? So that's why the streaming. I do a lot of streaming, so I will say I do stream pretty consistently. And I think that's why, you know. All right, there you go. So flying in, boom, go in. All right. So let's add in those intermediary shots. We already have that. It doesn't have to be perfect, even though I could sit here and try to be perfect. Let's get the intermediary shots, right? So, you know, I center her. And then we'll wait for it here. Oh yeah, I love seeing animations other Blender artists on YouTube make. Yes, so that's definitely my 2022. I basically have a whole plan about making my own animations. That's how I actually figure out what to make tutorials on. I make an animation. Like doing this helps me figure out, oh, this would be neat to put into tutorial. So I would definitely be making my own animations. I'm in the process of doing that. This is part of it. All right, let's keep going. All right, so then she moves forward, she reaches out, right, and she puts her hand, and then we cut close to her. All right, so let's open up that file. It is, if I'm seeing it correctly, file 2. It'll be shot 1 here. So let's go to file 2. Let's close out file 3 here. We will save it. We'll open up file 2. Here we are. All right, so if we go to file 2, we're looking at it. You know what? Let's just do normal. Okay, moves forward. So let's tweak some stuff here. Let's tweak some stuff here. Let's go into our dope sheet, see our animation, and we can see our character location action right here. So what I think, it's a little slow. Oh yeah, blah, 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 blah. I feel like I don't see enough of those. I'll definitely be watching those. So yeah, what do you Paradise? Just for some chat banter here. What is the when you say animation, like telling a story or like showing like a cool animation like Dedoze? Forget what that Blender guy is. Blender's name, but yeah, like animation demos. Is that what you want to see, or do you want to see actually like with like storytelling and stuff? Okay, so I think this is a little slow. I'm gonna make it faster or her start closer. So let's bring her here. I like both, but I like the story ones a lot better. Noted. Noted. I go for very short format. Certainly no more than 30 seconds. Ooh, maybe I could do animations, those 30-second ones for YouTube Shorts. And that would be the where I would put those the YouTube Shorts. The only thing I don't like about YouTube Shorts is that I wish YouTube had a way of separating it. Like, I don't want YouTube Shorts to be along the timeline of my main videos. I wish it was like its own separate section. Or if somebody wanted to follow me only for my shorts, I wish you can follow me. You can either follow my channel, subscribe to my channel, or follow my shorts. I just wish it wasn't like both, because some people just want shorts, or some people just want videos, and I know this because I experienced this with some of the YouTubers I watch. They'll do shorts, and I'm like, I don't care for this. And then there'll be other people that I'm like, oh, I like these shorts, but I don't care about your main content. You can arrange that, but it still appears along. So if I post a video and I do a live stream and then I do a short, it's all in the same upload string. You just see what I upload in order, and I just wish it didn't have it that way. I would just wish it was separate in some way. What I've seen other people do is on the channel is make separate channels for shorts. I was thinking about that, but man, I gotta build up my whole 3K subs again. I guess that's a good idea. It is sorted by tags. It is. I guess what I'm getting at is, like, when you go to a channel and you go to the upload section, sometimes you want to see everything that person's uploaded. So then, yeah, you'll see their live stream posts, their shorts, their video. I don't know. I guess I just want them not in the same line of my uploads. Like, you look at my main videos, and you look at my shorts. Or maybe I'm in the wrong. Maybe that's not like a good thing to have. Don't know. Okay, so I'm moving this character, and I don't see how I'm moving her. Oh, I have it as an action. Oh, it's this. There it is. Yeah, YouTube should change how shorts and normal content display. I've had the same thought. I'm telling you, I watch a lot. I subscribe to a lot of YouTubers, and when I'm looking down my subscribe list, I don't hate it, but it's like main video, good video, 5-minute video, 10-minute video, and then there'll be like a few shorts on. I also watch YouTube on my TV, right? So I'm not watching shorts on my TV, and then it's being displayed on my TV. But if I'm on my phone, I guess shorts make more sense. But I'm usually not on my phone all the time when I'm watching YouTube content. Like, how do you guys watch YouTube content? Is it through shorts? I mean, is it through your phone, or is it through a different way, the computer and TV and stuff? All right. Let's put this here and erase this one. Erase these three, actually. Yeah, some guys who do Let's Plays, but they are playing several games and seeing them sorted by game. Mostly computer for me. I watch YouTube content on my computer and my phone equally. My TV sucks because it's an old and no overscan. Edges get clipped. Oh, that sucks. I have an excuse to buy a 4K TV now. BRB. Yeah. All right. Let me. Like I said, this stream was supposed to be short. I'm at about almost 2 hours. I am going to do this final little shot here of moving forward, and then I'll be cutting it. I got some things I gotta do. But let me just do this real quick. All right, so we do that, and then maybe after they move forward, we'll punch in, right? So let's get the camera. I forget how to do these camera markers. So let's. Evelyn, sorry I'm late. Hola. Oh, Evelyn, this is a short stream. So yeah, I'm almost done. I'm gonna be done in like about 20 minutes. So you get 20 minutes of great hard surface modeling. No, it's not hard surface, but yeah, 20 minutes of animation before I bounce out of here. A little bit of a shorter stream. All right, so let's move the camera. What are the camera markers things? Is it? Oh, I did it. It's with the M key. So the camera has no keyframes, but I'm gonna use markers, which is with the M key right here. So I'm hitting M, add marker, find cameras to marker. Okay, so let's do a marker here. Nope, put your mouse, there it is. There it is, F1. Can I rename these markers? Are they renamable? I guess not, maybe not. All right, so we got that one. Move forward, boom. 20 minutes is better than nothing. That's nice. Yes. We'll move forward. Boom. And then we're going to move the camera. Oh, I can't navigate with constraints. Oh, no. Oh, man. Okay. All right. So I have... So what's happening here is I have a constraint to look at this empty here, right? So that's where this is looking at. So there's a couple things I need to do here. So let me... Okay, so I got the first marker, move forward. So right about here, I'm gonna put a marker on the location for the empty, and then the next frame, I'm gonna move the marker correctly here. So let's move it X, Y. We'll put it up to the face. Oh my goodness. There we go. I think we're at the center of the face there. We'll hit an eye. And I'm doing that because I'm also going to move the camera. And since it has a constraint, I can't... Okay, I guess I could do it this way. Oh, I guess I can't do it at all if that constraint is on there. So I have to do it manually. This is interesting. So let's push it in. Maybe I should zoom in, right? Use like a 50 millimeter. Nah, doesn't matter. I was at 45. We'll push it in. Eye lines right on that lower thirds. Empties are so useful. Yes, I love empties. They're my favorite. There's so many things I mess up. Maybe I should be looking down, like, so we can see some of that city. I like the city shots. What we got here. We punch in. And then we'll hit M here. Right? Is that how this works? What happened? Control M, I think. Control M? Oh, wait. I should have made a second camera. That's my issue, right? Alright, let's reverse this. Let's hope I have enough undos here. Okay, they walk in. Yeah, that was dumb of me. Okay, so let's get that second camera. Let's duplicate it. So I'm gonna look at it, duplicate it. We're gonna get this camera and we're gonna bind it. It's Control B, right? So that's camera 1. And then we'll go in, zoom in. Oh, I zoomed into the wrong one. Oh no, I zoomed into the right one, right? No. No, I'm not zooming into the right one. What is it? Is it view? We're gonna find out what it is. Set object as active camera. So control numpad 0. Now we're in this one. I cannot navigate this one. There we go. We'll do a marker here and we will bind the second camera to it. So click that, click marker, bind camera. So now we'll go to camera 1, camera 2, camera 1, camera 2, camera 1, camera 2. Except unfortunately camera 2 is also binded to this guy right here. So we're gonna make a second empty, take off the keyframes, clear keyframes, bring this up, and that second camera we're gonna put the constraints onto the second camera focus. There we go, and then we'll adjust here. We'll bring in the 50. We'll hit save. I guess we should have the camera locked on with the helicopter, right? So let's select the parent, which will be the helicopter, and then the second camera. Nope, not shift. First, and then control click. Nope. There it is. And then control P and keep transforms. What is happening? What is happening? I thought parenting this camera would be easy. But when I parent it, it's acting all funny. Oh, it's moving because this is silly. It's moving because I thought the empty was parented also to the camera, but tis not. So let me unparent it and parent the second focus here, camera focus 2, to the helicopter. There it is. Now when it goes, and then we'll also parent the camera, and hopefully that will fix this issue that I'm having here. Good. Okay, so let's get this camera. Let's move it around again. See what this looks like. So the shot is boom, goes in, shoot, and cuts in. Alright, we're going to hit save. Beautiful. We'll go into our shots. We'll select it all here. Q reload and Q refresh. Now we got our shot in here. So flies in. Move in. It cuts so quickly. Maybe I should move this marker. Alright, let's go back. Let's move this marker further up. I thought it was moving slow because when I'm hitting play here, it's like super slow here, 10 frames a second. Alright, so I guess the way I'm imagining it, let's go back. See how fast it is now. So flies in, helicopter established, boom, moves in, puts hand up, and then we see the scan. So we're like, boom, zoom in, camera comes in, boom. They take a step forward. They put their hand up. I haven't animated that. Hand on face, goggles get activated. Alright, let's feel it out again. Boom, flying in. Camera goes in. I think we need to tweak that shot, but it's fine. Comes in, moves forward. I gotta say it. Move in. Helicopter flies over. Cuts off, put hands up. Hand up, goggles activate. Goggles activate. Look down, look at the feet, and then the scanning starts. And that's going to be a whole different project file to do the scanning stuff. I'm probably going to erase all the city and stuff so I can do it. And then boom, look down, boom, and we're good. Okay. I think this is where I want to stop it. Once again, it's a shorter stream, 2 hours instead of like the normal 3 hours. I got some adulting to do. But does anybody in the chat, all 6 of you watching, have any questions related to Blender that you have not related to this that maybe I can answer for the next 5-10 minutes? But if not, I will start packing up my bags and hitting the old dusty trail. Anybody have anything? Bueller. I said Mueller. That's hilarious. All right. All right, so yeah, this is our scene. We got an animatic. We took one little step forward. Got a shot in. We learned some stuff on how to do outlines, both with the line out modifier and the reverse haul. So that's pretty cool. Paradise says, I want to show you something on Discord and see if you have any feedback for my character. You want feedback from me? I would say I'm not a super character. Is it a technical question? What type of feedback are you looking for? I say you should just post it in the Discord and let people give you that feedback. I mean, just looks. Send it over. Send it over. See if I open Discord up. You're gonna show the whole class, though. Oh yeah, which Discord? Let's see what we have. Oh, Paradise, I see ya. All right, send me it, and we'll look over it together. You're gonna be showing the class, though. You'll be showing the whole class here. The whole live stream class. So. What channel should I send it in? You can either, if you don't want to put it on like any Discord, send it directly to me. I just did a wave at you. But if it's a work in progress, what would be the best one? Let's see. Send it in the chat, the Grease Monkey, the text chat Grease Monkey. Let's see if I put it here. If you want to share it with everybody. But you could just send it to me. Doesn't look like... Oh, I see it now. So basically, I'm designing clothes. I want some stuff you wouldn't see in real life, but some unique stuff. And I've just been experimenting, but I feel like I'm missing something in terms of clothing. Nice. Take a look. Let's take a look. All right, I'm showing the class. Here we go. All right. So this is what Paradise in the chat has sent me. Looking pretty good. So what something you think it's missing some clothing stuff. I would say it's missing some sort of accessory right off the bat. You know, something right now we have a lot, like I'm just going to think about it in like you know, shape thoughts, right? So I have there's a lot of big empty space. So honestly, the shirt just having like a decal in the middle could be cool. Having some sort of accessory, whether it be like necklaces or armbands, maybe some fancy shoelaces or something like that. But what I'm thinking, and first is you can break it up color wise. So yeah, you can break it up color wise, exactly. Putting a decal on the shirt, maybe making it striped, without adding accessories. Yeah, if you don't want to add accessories, by the way, this is all subjective from me. You do what you want for your character. I just want to, first and foremost, it's what you want to do. Have fun. But yes, break it. You could start off by breaking it up with color. Maybe a striped shirt, a design, a color. These pants look like one piece, right? But you know, maybe we could see some pockets or something else, like a line going down the pants. But yeah, you can start off with breaking up with color. Well, that reminds me, I had trouble making a chain necklace. I tried to do some physics stuff to make the chain fall around the neck, but I didn't know how to set in place and remove the physics. That's some theory about character design where they are immediately identifiable from 3 different colors. So yeah, try different colors, and if you want, do accessories and all that stuff. And as far as making a chain with physics, yeah, maybe that could be, I'll write that down as a tutorial that I can make in the future. Making a chain or something like that. Maybe it could be with my Toon shader. I think that would be a fun thing to do. So yeah, BAM Animation channel has good do's and don'ts of character design. And just for the chat here, I'll put that YouTube channel, BAM Animation. There we go. So that's their main channel. And I think the video he's talking about is this, Ferd is talking about is this one. There you go. So I sent the links in the chat, the main channel with all the videos, and then the specific one I think Ferd is referring to because I've seen it. And thanks for the feedback, guys. No problem. You know, I think you're doing great, doing wonderful. You're making it. Making stuff is fun. It's very brave to put your work out there for the front of the class to see, and never be afraid to show your work. There may be some mean people, but man, you're doing great. Just watch those videos, cut it up by color, add accessories. I guess the way to distill my critique, not critique, but like what I think is that you have a lot of big shape, right? So one color, one color. You need some medium shapes, so the stripes on the shirt, a decal, an accessory. Accessories are a little smaller. That's like small detail. So I think you need more medium detail, and whatever that is. So think about medium detail when it comes to the clothes and what those big shapes would be, and then you can even go further and do smaller details if you want. But I think that's pretty much it. All right, I gotta get going, guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me in the live stream. A little shorter today. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I hope things work well for you, and I hope to see you here in the future. I'll be making tutorials. You know, send me messages, write comments, put it in my community tab if you really want. It really helps me a lot, you interacting with me, because then I can really figure out what you guys need and what you guys want, and I'll be more than happy to help anybody with anything when it comes to Blender. It's like I'm like a grease mechanic, grease monkey, also a grease pencil, but we'll get to that grease pencil in the future. Paradise, I'm glad you could think the live stream was awesome. Have a wonderful day, etc., etc. Thanks, Arson. I'm gonna thank everybody. Kelly, if you're still here, thank you for stopping by. Arson Art, thank you for stopping by. Yeah, Arson Art. Paradise, you were here. Ferd, as always, classy. Thank you for being here. Evelyn, of course. D Bonde, thank you for being here too. Jiraj, I knew he stopped by real quick, but had to go, I think. But I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Take care. Have a good one. And bye-bye. I'll put on my ending here. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, one last question. What is your question? Let's see if we can answer it quickly. In terms of filling the colors, should I use nodes or should I use paint or use decals, or should I use a combination of them all? Obviously, when it comes to stuff like this, they all have their use cases. I would first start off with whatever's easiest for you, right? So whatever's easiest for you, do it that way first. Figure out what those limitations are, and then try the different ones. The way I would do it, and I'm a little bit more, yeah, exactly, whatever you're comfortable with. I'm a little bit, I guess, more versed in it, so I would first use nodes, but you have to know some tricks with nodes and stuff. And I know UV mapping can be kind of scary, so do what you're most comfortable with. Look up tutorials, and whatever doesn't make you want to put your head through a wall, do it that way. That's usually always going to be the answer when it comes to this stuff, because you can achieve so many different things in many different ways in this program. Okay, now I'm going. Take care, Paradise. Take care, Ferd.